Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are Gina Hun, Young Miami, baby, the battle for the devil's soul is in full effect. Listen, Gina, and it looks like Young Miami are literally gang banging in these streets trying to see who is going to put on the performance. Why the Smex workers looking in the corner? Because you know, Jane said, baby, it's a wrap. I quit. Y'all, let's get into this because Gina was on Instagram shading the mess out of Young Miami and Young Miami clapped back. Y'all, let's get into this. Okay, let's see for the fight for the devil's soul. Anyway, y'all remember when Gina posted, "You Chiefs act like I can't forgive a man I once loved." Once loved. Gina, shut up. You are forever his dummy. I'm not gonna kick him while he's down because y'all want me to. Gina, nobody's asking you to kick him while he's down. The Federal Prison Bureau is about to kick him. Lol, goofies. I'ma always have his back. I'm too high vibrational for this. Now, let me just say this, I feel Gina's hell. Early on, when he met her, at least from the outside looking it, he classified her as useless. Cassie had use, that's why she could go on the red carpet. Kim had use, that's why she could go on the red carpet, have children. Jane had use, right? That's why Chelsea had use. Lots of women had use. Gina, not so. Gina was never allowed to be seen. Yeah, he had her at conventions and stuff like that, but she was never actually allowed to walk the red carpet. The general public couldn't know about her. Now why? I think Diddy uses every woman he's around. But I think Gina's issue is the fact that Diddy finds you useless. Yes, you're a soldier. Yes, you will crash out for that man. Yes, you will humiliate and embarrass yourself for this man. Yes, you will be a bottom B for this man. But see, Diddy's very transactional. And Diddy, I believe in this all my opinion, never saw any value in Gina. Yes. What's the point of having a crash out or someone that's down for you if you don't have any fame, star power, or anything for him to extract? Whatever he could extract from Gina, she gave it to him in private. She gave it to him in secret. Maybe she did inspire, maybe. But she didn't demand anything in return. Gina's problem is you are willing to do the absolute most for him. But because you are, I believe, in Diddy's mind and
present,
nobody,
and no
you have
longer
no
has
value,
a voice who will
okay?
pursue justice
Now,
for
you
her
know who does
accusation.
have value to Diddy?
As
Young
of the
Miami.
taken against
See,
Diddy,
Young Miami
no
had
expansion
value
of
to
the
Distill
investigation,
does. Young Miami
no
is
isolation
mainstream.
orders,
She is
no
young.
equipment access,
Generation X
no
that Diddy
suspension
wants
of
to be
attorney
in on.
communication.
Young Miami is down with it. She was part of the City Girls. Maybe they can even make a comeback. He probably gonna make an album of Young Miami when he gets out. Did he talk about he wants to be on Madison Square Garden? Ain't nobody coming to see you sing Otis. However, if Young Miami was on there, maybe. Okay? So in that it must be very, very difficult to be Gina because you are useless to this man. Even though you are willing to sacrifice everything you have, seemingly for this man, but everything you have is still not worth him publicly coming out and claiming you, publicly coming out and doing anything. And when he gets out, it won't be any better. Anyway, how does she shade Young Miami? Because after she said that and said she's too high vibrational, imagine Gina Hun saying she's too high vibrational. I don't think Gina knows measurements. What is high? An inch high. When you are it cracks me up that the biggest doormats say they're high vibrational. But you know what? I'm not gonna disturb their slumber of ignorance. She said, I suggest everybody and they mama go meditate, touch grass, and hug trees. Again, besides clowning Gina, who takes her seriously, the man you've been sleeping with for over a decade, or maybe more, don't even take you seriously. Who's taken Gina seriously? And she got a kid. Imagine. I suggest everybody and they mama go meditate, touch grass, and hug trees. Y'all for real need it. It's time y'all raise y'all frequencies and self-awareness. 40% of people in the world are a bunch of NPCs. Real abs don't give a fuck, child. Anyways, listen again, this was a shade towards Young Miami in another series of posts, one of which references City Girls Act Up hit. She said real abs don't give a fuck, child. Anyway, okay, so who knows if that was a lyric out of Act. I ain't watched that Diddy mess ever since Young Miami been with Diddy. Music been trash, but one thing I will say is Gina not realize she's an NPC. And even you antagonizing and harassing Young Miami once again, just like before when they were at the Soul Train Awards. And here's the real deal. Before when they were at the Soul Train Awards, right? I think Diddy wanted, uh, what's her name? I even forgot her name, wanted Gina to antagonize Young Miami. Because I think he was putting Young Miami through a humiliation ritual. Because to get a man that is in an open one-way relationship, the women have to be used to fighting with other women but still loyal to them. I don't think Gina realized that you are just a tool Diddy is using so he can run game on young Miami, and if she passes the test, then he knows that she won't. He won't have any problem out of her. But Gina, you're never gonna be picked. That's why again. So what happened here? I think Diddy has been wanting young Miami to come and speak on this behalf because at the end of the day, nobody care about Gina. She is a walking joke. But young Miami, she is mainstream. She got revolt, she's still in the music industry. Young Miami could really help rehab Diddy's image, or at least help more than Gina if she came out it. I believe Gina antagonizing young Miami. I believe that she don't even realize that Diddy is manipulating her into doing this. And guess what, Gina? You once again, that's why you're around forever, but you don't ever go anywhere. You don't make any movement. The goal is not to be with somebody for 10 years. The goal is to elevate yourself in their eyes. Maybe become a wife. Maybe get a business together. Maybe get a record deal. Gina ain't get nothing out of this except for doing the lambatada on dirty carpet and in a Vegas strip mall. He ain't even put you out on an island.
And no
He
longer
had you
has
in
a
Vegas
voice who will
strip
pursue
mall. But let me
justice
get back
for her
to this,
accusation.
because it looks like I believe
As of
Diddy's
the taken
manipulation
against Diddy,
actually did work.
no expansion
Because
of the
young Miami
investigation,
posted the love
no
symbol
isolation
on
orders,
Instagram, and
no
Beautiful
equipment
said,
access,
make a Scorpio
no
one of your
suspension of attorney
besties.
communication.
And young Miami said, you know I love me a Scorpio. Say bless. If you guys don't know, Diddy is a Scorpio. So congratulations, dum-dum Gina. You provoked young Miami into defending Diddy. Congratulations. You provoked her into defending Diddy because at the end of the day, young Miami's subliminal post supporting Diddy has more sway and more action and hits with more people, and her fame reaches further than Gina has ever been able to do on her best day. On her best day. And in the end, that's the tragedy of Gina. Again, this is all my opinion. Who knows what their relationship really is? I'm just looking at it from the outside in. But you know what? Let's use Gina Han's own words to find out what her relationship is. Okay, what's more? This is directly a clip. What's more is that their feud, plus the allegations against Sean Combs, have caused many to look back at these connections. For example, Gina told Tasha K of the abuse she allegedly endured at the hands of young Miami's future flame. This is an old article. He stomped in my stomach really hard, like took the wind out of my breath. She shared back in 2019 concerning Diddy. I couldn't breathe. He kept hitting me. I was pleading to him. Can you just stop? I can't breathe. Then allegedly he began to punch Gina in the head, and she fought back after having enough of that ish. She said he was mentally, emotionally, and physically abusing me. He would always compare me to Cassie and tell me that I'm the bad one, and she's the good. Many have wrongfully compared themselves or others to Diddy's past relationships, all of which file under a dark light. However, Gina also said that no one who knew what was happening between them tried to stop it. Things apparently got more complicated when Diddy offered her $5,000 to get an abortor after being pregnant with his child. Imagine that. But Dana had the baby again. Gina don't rank on any level, and this is the woman out here saying, y'all sheep. Ha. She claims to have gone through with the procedure, but not accepted the money, and that's when you know you got a real dummy. Listen to what happened. That's right. A fool and his dum-dum are never parted. Gina then bragged about the fact that he offered her. A billionaire offered you $5,000 after he beat us up to get rid of the four. That abhor, and she went along with it. Still kept on messing with this man, but then said, I turned the money down because I just loved him. You wanted to your unborn child for somebody that was stomping, dog kicking you, and told you you were never good enough to actually clean. I was like trying to prove that I wasn't the girl that wanted him for money. I just cared about him. I just cared about him. I just wanted him to be nice to me. That's it. Yo, Gina. You know what the funny thing is? That man that's on that jailhouse call. That man that's on that jailhouse call, in my opinion, telling you everything you want to hear, or Mafilio, writing you, passing along notes. Probably that Tenny wrote, right? Or the Cole Westmoreland wrote, signing Diddy's name. That's not the real him. See, the real test to somebody is how they treat you when they need nothing from you. That's the real test. 'Cause everybody's nice to someone, I would think, when they need something from them. But the real test is how they treat you when someone don't need anything from you. And we saw the way Diddy treated you when he thought he ain't need nothing from you. And look at the way he gonna treat you after. Anyway, y'all listen, I don't know what to say about this. I do know that, I do know that I feel sorry for Gina. I really honestly do. But since you wanna be out here being Captain Sabajo, baby, you can take Diddy's fire too. Anyway, shout out to young Miami, Diddy's girl, or closest thing to a girl. He actually claimed, for doing the least and still getting the most respect from your man Gina. Listen, Gina, the ball's in your court. You go and talk to
Present,
Diddy and put
and no
set him
longer has
straight.
a voice
What am
who
I
will
saying?
pursue
Gina, you
justice
go
for her
and do what you
accusation.
always do. Q, you literally
As of the
lashing
taken
out in
against
Young
Diddy,
Miami in 3,
no
2,
expansion
1.
of the
But at the end of the
investigation,
day, I
no
don't think Gina
isolation
gets
orders,
that. You just don't
no
have any
equipment
value
access,
to Diddy, and
no
that's
suspension
sad.
of
Oh
attorney
well.
communication.
Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later.